Hey everyone, we're here again. And just to make sure that you're hearing me, let me just see that I'm hearing myself. Let me test to make sure everything is fine. Let's have a look. Just to make sure. Good. So you guys are hearing me. Beautiful. So here we are again today. You're with me just for a few minutes. Okay, 15 minutes maximum. Probably a few seconds over as I end off and close off. But you're with me, Corinne Lafont, just spending a few minutes with me. In the 12 days countdown, today is day 9. We did 3 days already. Can you imagine? 12, 11, and 10. So look back at the past 3 sessions. You might only see 2 on my Facebook, 3 on my LinkedIn, and probably 3 or 2 on my YouTube because the first one, day 12, the audio was horrendous. Nothing was coming through. I didn't check my audio to realize, which is why I keep checking every time I come in since after the first day. But what I did was I did over kind of summarize really what I did on day 12 on day 11. So day 11, you got day 12 and 11 at the same time, or on the same day. So you will only see 2 videos mainly, yeah? But you haven't lost the content, okay? So we're here on day 9, and it's great to be here again and to be consistent. This is also about building consistency, doing something every day, whether you like it or not. Sometimes you forget that you're scheduled to do this, and then you get your notification, oh, you need to do something. Just when you were probably going to take a little nap or just relax or do something else, you're like, I can't do anything else. I have to do this now because people are looking, watching, waiting. You have people expecting to see this, whether they're on live or they watch it as a replay, but especially live, people are depending on you. So it's a bit of consistency in action. Yeah. So we're here again on day 9 in the You Know When series. And I'm sure you could come up with your own you know when to do this, when to do that, and when to take action, when to take a decision, really. That's really what it is about. And it's based on my experiences, things that just come to my mind. I guess I may continue this series because things are always happening to me or to you or to us every day, several times for the day that you can learn a lesson from and share with others so that it's all about self improvement and self development. That's also a benefit of this series, You Know When, so that you can look within yourself, do a little bit of introspection or what is called an examination of conscience and work on yourself because it's always easy to blame someone else. As they say in the Bible, what do they say? The beam in someone else's eye is easier to point out the beam in someone else's eye, rather than look at the big beam in your eye. So I always take responsibility for my actions. I always look at what I could have done better, where I was wrong. Even where I was right, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but it's always about improvement. So even if something was right, I could continue doing that. If something wasn't as well done, I could look at how I can improve that. And so this series, You Know When, is about, as I said, my little experience that I want to share. There's always more that I can share. And you can also share with me your You Know Whens. Put it in the comment, share it. I look forward to seeing people joining me here. I highlight your comments at the bottom here so that people can see that you're engaging with me. You know, even if your comments don't show up here, even when you're not live with me, your comments will show up in the comment section. And this is streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and obviously on Facebook. So once you're connected to me, you'll be able to see it there. If you see it at a later date, feel free to comment. I always follow up on my videos and you know respond to people always. So let's get into today's you know when. Yeah. So, you know when you need to mind your own business. This is a big one. You need to mind your own business and focus on you. When you spend more time helping others, giving and pouring from yourself, and their life takes off while yours is still the same, stagnant, or worse. I'm going to repeat that. You know when you need to mind your own business and focus on you. When you spend more time helping others, giving and pouring from yourself, and their life, the person who you pour into, take off, their life takes off, while yours is still the same, stagnant, or worse. Now, I know how that feels, obviously, because I'm sharing it. It's my tip. And so we tend to be trained to please others at the sacrifice of ourselves. And pleasing others comes in every package, shape, size, color, texture. It doesn't matter what it is, pleasing others. I put it under the category of pleasing others because it's self sacrificial, it's giving, pouring out of yourself, like I mentioned, out of that cup. But when you keep pouring out of a cup, it's going to get empty after a while. And then what do you have to give? Even to yourself, you have nothing to give to yourself. And people are still expecting, even though there's an empty cup, they're still expecting you to pour out of an empty cup. Isn't that amazing? They still want more and more and more and more out of you. When are you going to wake up and realize that your cup is empty, that you need to refill your own cup to feed yourself first before you could give anyone? And the example of being in the airplane, and when the oxygen mask come down, it is always recommended to put it on you first before anyone. Even if you have a baby, an older child, someone you love, you first, because you can't help anyone else if you are not in a good place. And people will say, "Oh, you're too selfish." Yes, and hmm? Yes, you're too selfish. So they want to make you feel bad. Can you imagine that? They want to make you feel bad for taking care of you. The you that they keep coming to constantly to pour out of, to take from, so that they can be built. Interesting. And yet, when you take a little time to spend on you, they're annoyed, they're upset, they put you down, they chastise you, shame you, and guilt you. You need to wake up, people. You need to wake up. I need you guys to wake up. And I don't mean, well, yes, I do mean from a sleep, because clearly you're sleeping. You must be sleeping with your eyes wide open. You must be sleeping. Wow. You have to look at your life. Don't just look at your life for the past 2 years with the pandemic. Everything about you is not about the pandemic. Okay, that was just a little blitz on the radar. A little blitz. That's nothing compared to when you look at your life, how you grow. Just spend the time. Use this time, the next 2 weeks, in the month, whatever, and just look at your life from as far back as you can as a child, as far back as you can. Just sit down and let your mind wander and look at all who you help. Now that I'm telling people not to help, I'm not saying not to help another person. No way am I saying that. But you have to set boundaries with that help. You have to know how much to help, how much to give, when to let go. Reciprocation is important in that. So you keep giving, 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 but you're not getting back to fill that cup. And it makes no sense that you keep giving, 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 and that cup isn't filling up, to keep giving to the same person, or to even give to other persons, because it's not about that one person that you may be focused on either. There are other people that need you. There are other people that need you. They probably are not in your life yet, but they're coming. They're coming. Or they probably are there in your life, but because they realize how much you're giving of yourself already, they just feel it unfair to come to ask you anything at this point. You know? And they could probably even give you more, pour into your cup more than the person who is currently taking from you and not giving you anything. So even be careful who you give to. And this might seem, oh, you're trying to put people in different categories or status or level them a certain way to know who to give. You're you're giving on the basis of a condition. Yes, you have to sometimes, and I'm not against that, because you want to get reciprocation. You have to set requirements. When you're going to study, they have a requirement. When you're applying for a job, there's a requirement. For them to give you that job, you have to meet certain things. You have to do certain things. They're not going to just wake up and look at you and say, "Oh, you look nice. I'm going to give you that job." No, you you have to have certain requirements, meet certain requirements in order to get that job. In order to get that car, to purchase a car, you have to meet certain requirements. In order to get a loan, you have to meet certain, everything has a requirement. So why is it that when it comes to your life, your personal sustenance, your being, your energy, your self-worth, your self-esteem, your personhood, why it is that you're not putting value on that? Why is it that you're not putting value on it? But you go and purchase a car and you know the value of the car and you know the value of the requirements that are needed, and you will go all out of your way to get those requirements done in order to get the car. You will jump through hoops, fire rings and all, walk on coals, hot broken glass, whatever. You have no problem. But when it comes to you, you just allow anybody, I call it the red velvet rope. When you go to those functions and you have the red velvet rope around with the bouncers, and they're like, "Ma'am, where's your ticket, mister?" Or they watch your band or whatever is the entry or the sticker on your hand, and you're like, you need to bounce, or they bounce you. You just can't pass that red velvet rope. Not anybody can come in there. It's not meant for anybody. Why are you allowing anybody to do you? And it's what you allow. So you need to mind your business. This is a time of minding your own damn business. Hmm? And checking yourself. Checking yourself and checking within yourself, and do that meditation and time, and take the time to reflect as far back as you can. Don't think you have to dedicate a particular space and time. Sometimes you're just sitting there and your mind just goes. Allow it to go, and you'll be surprised at what comes back to you, and the connections and the jigsaw puzzle start fitting in together, and you're like, you know who have you been giving your time to that's not reciprocating? Who have you been self-sacrificing for that's not reciprocating? Who's been taking from you that's not reciprocating? Who's taking from your cup and not filling you up? Who are you not making space for that you may not have met yet, because you have filled that space with something, someone that is taking so much from you and not pouring into you? You need to make space. Get rid of that. Make space. Yeah. Spend the time this Christmas to think. This is season, especially to think. To spend time with yourself. When they say that, people say, spend time with yourself. Is that another person? Yes, it is another person. It's part of you. Spend time with you. No distractions, no noise. Just spend the time with yourself and allow yourself to just flow easy and figure out what's your plan. And I don't mean a plan as in a physical plan, written down plan, but what's the me plan? What's the plan for me to fill my cup with the right people, the right things, the activities? What do I need to get rid of that I've been holding on to? I need to focus on me. Yeah. I need to focus on me and stop spending so much time giving to others, because I've given to people and I don't have any regrets. I have given to people, their life has taken off, yes, and I'm happy for them. That was my role in their life and they accomplished what they did. I am extremely happy for them. Some of them never turn back to say thank you or to say, hey, let me reach back and pull somebody else. They just went off, did their thing. But what did I learn from that? That those are not the people I need in my life. I did my part. I played my role in the movie. Yeah, I played my role in their movie of life. And so, in my movie of life and in your movie of life, you need to know who is the main character, who are the supporting characters, you know, and plot out the storyline. What's your storyline going to be for 2022? That's a great way to end this session. Thank you so much. For those who are watching, listening, or will be watching or listening after this, the replay, thank you so much. Please leave your comments, share. Like I said, this is on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Feel free to follow me, share it. These are just my little nuggets of wisdom. I thank you. And please look out for tomorrow's live link that will be coming up day 8 so that you can be here with me live to share. And if you wish to join me, all I need to do is share the link for you to join me in studio. Feel free to join me live in order to be able to get access to that link. Take care and have a great evening.